Hi everyone, and welcome to another review from Class 47 Peter. And today we're here to have a look at a Bachmann model. As you can see, no prizes for guessing that. And today we're going to be having a look at a model that I've been needing to get hold of now for ages now. It's something I never got till now, but it has been on my hot list for a while to get. And it is, of course, the Bachmann E4. I did have one of these before, which I reviewed previously, a few years back, which that one was number 473 in the olive green livery. This model, however, is in the LBSC Umber livery, which is a model that I've been wanting to get now for ages, like I said. But I never got it before because, well, I bought the olive green livery one, but then I sold that one off to get this one. But other models were coming out, and so I was buying those, and so I didn't get hold of one of these straight away. But I have now gone and bought one. Hattons have now got this up for sale for £80, which is cheaper than what they were at originally, and so I decided to get one of these. Because it is something I've been wanting to get for a while now, and now I have got one after a long time, so we're now finally going to see this model appearing on the channel. And also later this year we've got the new H1 Atlantic being released in this livery as well, so I thought I had to get this E4 in this livery to go with the H1 Atlantic in this livery when it comes out, and even double head the two, which will be great to do, I think. So that's something I'm looking forward to doing. And I shall be getting H2 Atlantic as well in the olive green. Get that double heading with the M7, I think. So I'm looking forward to getting those and reviewing those. And also, I don't have a model in this livery yet, so it had to be this livery. And so I thought, well, at the bargain price, I just couldn't resist it, and so I just had to get it. It has been at that price for a while, but I thought it's a chance to do it, because I did go to the Seven Valleys Springsteen Gala at the weekend. Now on this occasion I didn't come away with anything, but I did have some money, of course, that I didn't spend. And so I was browsing on the internet. I remembered that the E4 was at the bargain price of £80 in this livery. And I thought it's the perfect chance to do it, because it's something I've been wanting to get for a while now. No point in leaving it any longer, I'll get out and do it now, and so that's what I've done. And it's just arrived in the post. But anyway, enough with the talking, let's get this model open. So this is the usual Bachmann packaging that we get now, the plastic packaging. So this is the box sleeve, which on the back has some brief history of the E4s, which you can pause and read that if you want to. I'm not going to stop you. Then there we have the model in the packaging, and that just looks gorgeous. So we'll remove the plastic packaging and get rid of the tray, and we come on to the instructions and exploded diagram of the model. We do, of course, before we get to that, we have the product maintenance and care and the warranty service, and the Bachmann Collectors Club leaflet and the product warranty there. We've seen that before. So I put that to one side. Then we have the instructions. We have the body shell removal and fitting the detail parts, if you wish to do so. It also tells you about running in, the curves it's suitable for, fitting a DCC decoder, lubricating the model. And it also tells you it should be handled carefully, as it has many finely detailed parts, of course. And then there's the exploded diagram. So if you lose a part or a part get damaged, All these parts are numbered, so you can just simply contact Bachmann, tell them the part that you need, and you'll be able to get that part. They'll have it sent to you. So I shall put that in your folder, where I keep all my exploded diagrams and instruction sheets later. So with the paperwork now covered, we'll remove the plastic sleeve off the packaging, and now we can have a look at the detail parts that we get with the model. So in this bag of accessories we have a brake rod, we get a couple of screw link couplings, a couple of vacuum and brake pipes, and we have some Southern Region head code discs to fit on the lamp irons. So with the accessory parts covered, we now finish off the unboxing. So just undo this flap at the end, lift off the top of the box, and we gently lift the model out of the packaging. Like so. And then we can put the packaging to one side. And now we can have a look at the model in detail. So before I go into the detail, I'm going to talk about the weight. And this is a very heavy model, which is good, because this model needs all the weight it can get, because the weight is there to provide the traction. So the traction is there for it to be able to pull trains, because if this model doesn't have any weight, there's no traction, and that means it can't pull anything. Moving on to the detail now, which we have buffers that are not sprung, but I don't really have much care for sprung buffers, as I've said before, but they are made out of metal, which is nice. We also have a NEM tension lock coupling in the front, and because it's NEM you can swap it out for a KD or whatever coupling you choose to want to have. We have the loco's running number 579 crisply printed on the buffer beam there, and also we have the holes for the brake pipe and the screw link coupling to go into. We also have the separately fitted lamp irons. We have the small lamp irons, the standard ones, down here. Then we have these long lamp irons just behind them, on either end of these two here, on either end of the running board, which those are for the head code discs. Although you could technically, if you wanted to, put the head code discs on these smaller lamp irons down here. And they've been really well replicated as well, and they add to more detail of the model. We've also got quite a lot of rivet detail on the running board. There's some nice detail on the smoke box door as well. We've got separately fitted smoke box door darts, as you can see. Just above the smoke box door we have a separately fitted lamp iron, and you have the smoke box door hinges as well. The smoke box door itself doesn't open, but it doesn't really need to. It's a nice feature, but it doesn't have to, and it certainly doesn't need it for it to get a 10 out of 10, or it doesn't need that bit of detail to make it a stunning model. Because models can be stunning even without opening smoke box doors. We have a separately fitted handrail which runs on top of the water tanks there, curves down to the side of the boiler and runs up and along the smoke box and up the top of the smoke box door there, and it does that on both sides, just like it does on the real loco, and it's a nice bit of detail to see on the model. We have a very nice chimney with some rivet detail on the bottom, as you can see there, and with the chimney you could, if you wanted to, fit a smoke generator unit inside it, but it's not really my thing, so I'm not going to bother, but it's there for you to do. We have a very nice dome there in the middle of the boiler, as well as the safety valve, and a separately fitted turned brass wheel there on top of the cab, which looks very nice. Underneath the boiler we have some visible daylight, as you can see, and underneath the boiler we have some detail there as well. All the inside moving motion and valve gear, etc. Of course it doesn't work on the model, but it would in real life, and it's still nice to see that on the model, that there's some detail under the boiler. On the wheel arch we have some gorgeous crispy printed lining, as well as a builder's plate, which says Brighton Works 1803, which that is the year when this loco was built in real life. On top of the water tanks we have some water filler caps, which don't open, but in real life they would do, but then again it probably wouldn't be very easy to have them open on the model anyway, and it would probably make the model more expensive, but we don't expect them to open anyway, at least I don't. But still nice detail to have though on the model. And behind the handrail we have some very nice separately fitted pipework there, which looks very nice. On the front of the cab we have rivets, lining and some glazing in the cab windows. On the sides of the tanks we have some rivet detail, which looks stunning. We also have some separately fitted sanding gear as well. A couple of footsteps either side of the loco. And of course we can't leave out the side rods in this, and I'll be looking forward to seeing those move like they do in the real thing. We have some separately fitted handrails on the cab doors there, as well as of course a footstep for the cab. Something I very nearly forgot to mention, we have some guard irons on the front of the loco there. On the side of the cab we have again some gorgeous lining and the locomotive's running number 579 crisply printed, and they've got the style of the numerals correct, and I just love the style of them as well and the embossed on them. It looks fantastic. We also get a painted cab interior, which has the gauges and the dials and the pipework and the regulator and the lever. It's all painted and it looks stunning, and it makes the model look all the more realistic and adds more detail to the model. On the cab roof there's loads of rivets, as you can see, and also you'll notice on this model that the cab roof is painted white, which is a nice little feature, that is, because I don't have any other steam locos that have the cab roofs painted white, so it's nice to have one that has the cab roof painted white, and that looks really beautiful, that does, with the white cab roof. In the back of the cab there it's also painted white, as well as some nice detail there, which are handles of some sort to hang various objects, I presume, inside the cab. On the back of the cab there's some nice rivet detail on guard irons on the rear windows. We also have a superb coal rail there on the back of the bunker. I mean, just look at that. I mean, that really is quite nice. In the bunker we have a coal load, which I don't think is removable. I tried doing it off camera and it didn't seem to come out. If it is removable it's not easy to do, but that's not really too much of a problem, because I am going to be scattering my own coal load over the top of it, which is something you can do, so not all is lost there. But then it doesn't really matter if the coal load is removable or not anyway, because you can just scatter real coal over the top of it. On the back of the cab we have some more of that stunning lining and separately fitted lamp irons and these little footsteps on the back of the bunker just there for the crew to climb up if they want to do so. Again, like the front of the loco, non-sprung metal buffers, the locomotive's running number crisply printed on the buffer beam, and as well as a couple of guard irons, and then tension lock coupling as well is on the back. Now the livery on this model is beautiful. They've got the correct colour, the correct shade of brown, which is very nice and evenly applied, and all the lining on this model, it really does highlight the livery. It makes it stand out, and it just looks fantastic to look at. We've even got some superb lining on the running plate there, as well as on the cab and the water tanks. It's even, of course, as well on the wheel arches. It's on the boiler bands as well, which looks superb. And of course we have LBSC crisply printed on the water tanks. They've got the correct style of font and they're very nice and crisply applied, and they just look superb to look at. Moving on to the other side of the model, there are a couple of detail differences which I'll cover. First of all, on this tank here we have a fire iron. Well, a fire iron hold, I should say, rather, to hold fire irons on top, which you can put on the top of there if you want to do so. It's up to you. And then we also have this Westinghouse pump just on the side of the cab there, separately fitted. I just love the lining on that and the pipe work. And on this side of the steam chest, or neck hold I suppose you could call it, we have this little bit of pipe work there. You only get it on this side, it's not on the other side. But apart from those couple of things though, the rest of the detail is the same. Now we come to the running performance of the Bachmann E4, which, as you can see straight out of the box, she's a smooth runner. There's no grinding noises, motors burning out, or stuttering movement. It runs exactly how it should, fresh from the box, as soon as you get it out. Now we come on to the loaded test run, and so I've dragged out these 3 Mornsel coaches to run behind the E4. I know there's only 3 coaches behind the loco, but it still shows why the weight is important, because without the weight it wouldn't even be able to pull these 3 coaches. So overall, I think the Bachmann E4 is a superb model. It really is a faultless model. I know it's been a long time coming, this review of the LBSC Livery E4, but boy was it worth the wait. I thoroughly recommend you get one of these models if you haven't got one already. So overall, I'm going to rate the Bachmann London Brighton South Coast Railway E4 in LBSC livery a 10 out of 10. This has been Class 47 Peter reviewing the superb Bachmann E4, and I'll see you again soon for the next review. But until then, subscribe to the channel, check out my other content, and I'll see you next time. Take care.